Looking for a place to shine? Are you ready? Want Georgians' eyes on you? So let's go. Good Morning Georgia is here. Start your day the Georgia way. Want attention for your brand? Broadcast today only on Good Morning Georgia. Contact us today. Email us at info@thecommunicationsmd.com or call on 770-421-5598.
Tune in to Good Morning Georgia. Join hosts Audrey Bell Kearney and Derek J. Wilson every weekday at 9 a.m. for your daily dose of news, politics, business, and entertainment. From local updates to insights from affiliate partners across and beyond Georgia, we've got your mornings covered. Tune in to stay informed and entertained with Good Morning Georgia.
Good morning, Georgia. Good morning. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney.
And I am Derek J. Wilson. Happy to be here today. It's Monday.
I was gonna say hump day. It's Monday. Yeah, it is Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I did. It rained. Oh man, I went to the football game Friday night. Let me tell you what happened. I know we're supposed to talk about sports at the end, but I gotta tell you this because this is crazy. So I go to Grayson football game on Friday, right? They're playing Collins Hill. And so first of all, they want to fight in the first quarter. That's the first thing. It was like 5 minutes into the first quarter, they want to fight. All right. You know, Collins Hill was playing a little bit aggressive though. I'm like, they've been a little bit aggressive today. So Grayson, they got a field goal for 3 points. Collins Hill got the first score on the board, 3 points. All right. Then Grayson came back and scored 19 points. So at halftime, it was 19-3. So I'm sitting there and the wind just started to whoop up, ooh, ooh, right? And I'm like,
That's the sound effect.
wait a minute, ooh, ooh, right? And I'm sitting there and it was, when I tell you packed, it was packed. Now, Collins Hill was at Grayson. It was at Grayson. Grayson came out, it was packed. All right. We're sitting there in the wind, ooh, ooh, ooh. Halftime, they're coming back on the field halftime. I felt one raindrop. I said, oh, it's about to pour down because the temperature dropped. I started walking, and you got to walk up a hill to get back to the parking lot. I made it halfway up the hill and it just poured down. I mean, just poured down. So the whole time I'm texting my other nephew saying, yeah, the 19-3, you know, it's halftime. I think they're going to be rained out. I'm going home because it was pouring that rain. By the time I got in my car, I was drenched. Get home. Like before I got to the car, and I left soon as that one drop hit, I was like, yeah, I'm out. All these people started coming behind me. We were all trying to make it to our car. We didn't make it. It was pouring down. Get to the car, get home and everything. My nephew texted me, what's happening? Oh, because, you know, he's a college coach in West Virginia. So I'm texting, 19-3, probably going to be rained out because it's lightning and all this stuff. He said, okay. I wake up the next morning, my husband said, Grayson lost. Shit.
Oh, wow.
He said Grayson lost 2019.
2019.
They came back in the rain and beat. If the kicker had made 2 field goals, it would have been 21-20. He missed 2.
He missed 5. It's always the kicker when it comes down to it. It's like in basketball, the free throws.
Yep.
You know, it always comes down to those points matter, even though people don't.
Yes, they do.
So people wonder what I'm doing. I'm sharing all of our.
I don't think they're going in there. They probably ain't paid no
social media. That's what I'm doing. So you're like, why are they looking down? That's what I'm doing. I'm looking down. You know, sharing to make sure everybody is aware that we are live, baby.
And here's how you can stay aware. Subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Facebook page. Like the Facebook page. Check us out on LinkedIn and on Instagram. This way you never miss an episode when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And occasionally we have a guest. And today we have a guest coming on with us. And she's going to be talking about some new rules in real estate. So be sure to stick around, especially if you're an agent or thinking about buying a house. This is really important for you to understand the process. So many things are changing. They're changing so rapidly. If you're not paying attention, you will miss them. And when you get to the front door, and we're going to talk about something about the front door in a minute, when you get to the front door and you're ready to do what you got to do, new rules have been put in place that you had no idea about. So that's why we want to make sure that on this show, we bring you whatever news that you need to know about being here in Georgia. So that being said, what we got in politics today? What's happening? Let me say this. Do you find the thing with the Panther?
The
Listen,
oh, the Panther.
the
You gotta
Panther.
tell me about that. You was mentioning that.
I thought you was gonna look it up. So I was looking at so I look at this thing called a Midas Touch on YouTube, and it's a political show, and the whole show is pretty about Trump. You know what's not happening, what is happening. They showed a clip of grown people walking around with T-shirts on that says "I support a convicted felon," and they have on Pampers. Like, okay, so do that make sense?
Diaper done.
They got on diapers. They're walking around. These are grown folks, y'all. Diaper done. So they're walking around with diapers on.
This is awful though.
The man talked about it yesterday. I mean, but these are big Pampers with writing on them, and people are walking around. I'm like, what is happening? And so you talking about us being a laughing stock? Do you not think that is just ridiculous to be walking around with a pamper on, talking about I support somebody? Do you know how crazy that sounds? Anyway, I wish I had a clip for y'all, and I should have looked it up and made sure the clip was in here because it's just. Let me see, can I find the clip? I need y'all to see this because this makes no sense. I was like, right now,
Diaper done. You know, what is happening is that cult like mentality.
yeah,
You know, people just can't seem to think for themselves. That's not it.
it's ridiculous. I ain't even pull it up. It's not even worth us pulling up. Anyway, let's get on with the show. What else is going on?
Yeah, so today is day one of the Democratic National Convention. As you know, last month, what's this? No, was it July? I guess.
Hello, Franklin.
Yeah, as you know, last
That's
month.
my other half, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, tell him go to work.
He's at work. He should be working, right? Good morning, honey.
Make sure you get those chemicals mixed together.
I know they're looking for. Let me say this real quick. Can I say this real quick?
I mean, you already started.
So my husband works in pharmaceutical, and they're looking for someone to fill pharmaceutical positions. You can't have a criminal record because they work with controlled substance there. It's a pharmaceutical manufacturing company. They are looking for some people to train. They will do on-the-job training for you. They want you to have some experience, but if you don't, they will do on-the-job training. Pay starts around $25 an hour. If you are interested in that job, reach out to me, Audrey@noisemedia.us, Audrey@noisemedia.us. I think they have 3 or 4 positions available. And he's been in that industry for a very long time, probably 40 years or so.
So
I know I don't look it, but
so he the guy cooking in the lab. He cooking in the lab.
let me tell y'all something. He has on, when you see him, he has on this whole hazmat outfit. He got an oxygen tank on his back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he has this big hat thing on, and he has the whole all white suit, but the oxygen tank is on his back to blow in clean oxygen from the oxygen tank.
Oh, so he the one that Ghost and Tommy hired.
Who? Yeah. He that person. If I was oh, he's in the tooling room today. He's not working. He doesn't have on a big thing
I
today.
don't even know what that means. You playing with the tools?
So okay, so you know when you get your tablets and it has the little writing on it or the little indentation on it on your tablet on your medicine.
I thought you were talking about a tablet.
No, medicine, your medicine. So
Yeah.
stamps on there. That's what. So in the tooling room they got these little stamps, and they have to go in there and they have to make sure they're correct before they can stamp.
Hey man, you got some Ozempic?
Listen, do I look like he got Olympic? Because if he had Olympic, I would be the first one to have.
Look like a pen.
Like, what happened to her? She must be sick.
Well, right? You know, the first thing we say, what's wrong with him? He either sick or he must be on that stuff.
Oh, he on something. You see him? She looking, her face and went down.
It's gonna suck it. Look, let's get back to news. So
listen, we told y'all this show is not your traditional, because we're not journalists.
yes,
We are
so
not.
today is day
It's like
one.
we do.
Day one of the Democratic National Convention, and President Joe Biden is the keynote speaker for tonight. So it should be interesting. Check it out. I think tomorrow night is President Clinton and Secretary Clinton, and then Wednesday night it'll be, well, no, because it's only a 3 night. So because Thursday is the last night. Wednesday is Governor Walz, and then Thursday will be VP Harris. Obama is scheduled to speak at some point between Monday and Tuesday. So
That'll be on the schedule.
he is on schedule. I just don't know them.
Oh, okay. I thought he didn't give his time because it took so long to endorse Kamala.
I think what they're trying to do is letting is almost like a handover from the older crowd to the younger crowd. Because if you look at the schedule, it starts with President Biden, and then before you know it, you got Kerry Washington, and as a transition over to the Harris
Yeah, I'm
Walker.
gonna watch that. Like
Yeah.
I didn't pay the other one no mind, but I'm gonna watch this one.
I mean, the other one, it was interesting, it was right after the assassination attempt. So everybody was, had diapers on their ears. And,
Yeah. Y'all really know what happening is. Like the grocery stores was like out of them things. Like what happened? They all walk around on people's head.
yeah, you
Folks,
could.
folks walking around needing them things and they stuck on the side of somebody's head. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
So it's very
Mhm.
cult-like mentality
It
on
is.
that side.
It
But hey,
really is.
I mean, to each their own. But I do know that Trump is having a breakdown. I just know that we completely skipped weather. But
We did.
Trump is having a breakdown when it come down to this race. It's
It
like
is.
ever since Harris has been on the top of the ticket, he's been having uh, tantrum after tantrum. Regarding,
Honestly, I feel like his team need to tell him to relax. And I feel like he's gonna have a stroke.
well,
I don't want to put that out there, but I've seen him just melt down. And if that was my dad, I would be like, look, yo, we're gonna have to calm down, bro. We're gonna have to you might need to just relax for a second. You're losing, you're losing. So I want you to calm down because we got grandkids, we want you to be around for them. But I feel like his health is gonna suffer.
Well, one of the things that I heard on radio today, which makes sense, is if you notice after the assassination attempt, it's like he just kept going, kept going, kept going. And so they said it could be a sign of, PT, like he's not dealing with the trauma. The dude did get shot.
Yeah,
Like, he did get
he got
shot.
grazed.
Someone tried to kill him. And so maybe he's going through the motions of trauma and not realizing.
I think he even had PTSD for 78 years.
Well,
Because did you ever see the video of his mother? Like I can't imagine she was like she was up there. It was him and her in the video, and she said he's an idiot, right? And I'm saying to myself, so if she's saying that now, what kind of mother was
she
she?
growing up.
Right. So he's probably had PTSD his
Oh,
entire life, because I'm like, what's about the kid? And he's standing right next to me like this. It's like he's an idiot, and I'm like, wow, it's
Yeah.
terrible. But he's probably had that for long. I just feel like when you have people, listen, you're in my camp, I'm in your camp. You need to pull my coattail if you see me effing up. If you
Well,
see me flying off the handle, acting erratic and crazy, you need to call Dominica Franklin. Like, look, she over here acting strange.
But at the end of the day, you have to make. I can say all I want.
Nah.
Now you done alienated me. Now I gotta find another login to get on the show.
So you gonna let me just do all this stuff because you can't log in?
I'm just saying, if I'm telling you, hey, Audrey, man,
Yeah, you need to tell my family.
and I'm
Somebody
telling
can
him
get
too,
through to me. Tell my baby. Tell Sugar Baby.
the 4-year-old,
That 5.
the 5-year-old.
Tell Sugar Baby.
Grandma, Derek say you crazy.
She's gonna call me grandma. She's call me Gia.
Gia. Oh, I forgot.
Gia.
These modern day grandparents don't like that name.
My daughter named me that.
My mama embraced her granny.
Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
She embraced.
Veronica. Listen, Veronica.
She embraced. And
Granny.
the funny part about it, she's the youngest grandma out of all her sisters. And every last one of them, you got Nan, you got Nana,
Nana was fine.
You got all these different names, and then here she comes talking about, just call me Granny. It was like, girl, please.
Nah.
And they older than us.
I'm with the huns. Don't call me
Granny. Granny.
Nope.
But my grandma, which is their mother, that's what we call a granny. And so I guess my mom wanted to bring that back because no one's called
I
grandma.
call my grandmother grandma.
Grandma. Yeah.
That's what we all
GRAMMA.
Yep, grandma.
Grandma.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What's weather?
All right, well, let's jump into weather. Weather is brought to you by our partners at Southern Elite Contracting. Thank you guys for your partnership. If you have any storm damage, please text STORM to 888-835-1386, and a representative from Southern Elite will reach out to you shortly. Today's high. Today it is cooling off.
I know.
It is. They say today's high is 88 in Atlanta. Matter of fact, we got a whole lot of 80s across the state. We got 89 in Rome. We got 88 in, let me zoom in, Gainesville. We got 86 in Cameroon, 89 in LaGrange, 93 in Columbus. Columbus is always highest.
And Albany.
91 in Macon, 94 in Albany, 93 in Valdosta, 92 in Waynesboro. You know, we learned some of these new places. 93 in Savannah, and down there in Brunswick is 90. So closer to the water, you think that'd be cooler, but right here in the so maybe so now let me put on my meteorologist hat. Maybe there's a cool front coming from the west. And just haven't made it to the east side yet.
It's on its way though.
But because I can see the weather throughout the country, and it is in the 80s in most of Alabama as it comes down into the north part of Georgia. So maybe it'll be a cool week.
I think so. I didn't realize until I got here to the studio that I didn't have the air conditioner on this morning. So when I got out
You talking about the house or in the car?
in my car, so when I
Okay.
got out to turn the AC off, I'm like, oh, that's how cool it was outside this morning.
I wouldn't know. I had.
Yeah, Derek.
Hey, but then again, I noticed I kept like making it warm. You know, you
Yeah.
turn it. I'm like, it's a little
Yep.
hip out here. But yeah, it's.
I didn't turn mine on at all. And when I'm like, oh, I
Oh,
didn't,
yeah.
and I noticed I didn't even turn the AC on. So
Riding with the vents.
I was riding with the vent. That's what I
Yeah.
rode with.
I mean, sometimes that's good though, but I don't like to keep my vents open because we got trucks out here polluting.
Yeah, that's probably what's wrong with me.
I got asthma.
I do too all of a sudden.
I was diagnosed as a baby. I was a preemie, believe it or not. This big hunk was a preemie. Can you believe that?
Yep.
You can believe it?
Mhm.
Wow, most preemies are big.
No,
Oh, okay. I don't even ask how you can believe it.
I
but-
just say yeah.
yeah, I was a preemie, so I was diagnosed with asthma at a young age, and haven't really had many issues with it, but it still exists. So I keep my vents closed because I don't want all that bad air getting in. Don't want to be driving and then
Yeah, I don't want you to do that either.
be doing. Girl, he done flew off the road.
Suffocated
he done
in the car.
flew off the road.
Oh God. Okay, that's morbid. Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right. Knock on some wood as we go to a break.
Listen, we're going to a break. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, let's break up out of here.
Okay, we're gonna go to a break. We'll be right back after this break to bring you more of what's going on in and around Georgia. Stay tuned.
Why do 70% of aspiring authors never publish their work? Because they don't have Bookpreneur. Whether you're dreaming of publishing your memoir, a children's book, or the next great novel, Bookpreneur is your go-to source. Our weekly newsletter and video show offer step-by-step guidance and insider tips to help you navigate the publishing world. Don't let your masterpiece stay hidden. Join the Bookpreneur community today and start turning pages into profit. Subscribe now at www.bookpreneur.com.
Welcome to Southern Elite Contracting. We are your one-stop contractor, serving the southeastern United States. We specialize in full insurance restoration and offer an array of general contracting services. We provide remodel and restorations for kitchens, bathrooms, roofing, hail damage, fire, water, and more. Contact us today and let us restore your property.
Welcome back. Hey, listen, did you know that over in Snellville, you know how they walk around, especially in the summertime. In the summertime, this happens a lot. People will walk around, they're knocking on your door. Your neighbor down the street just got a new roof. Your neighbor down the street just put down some grass pesticides. Your neighbor down the street just did this. Your neighbor down the street just did that. In Snellville, they have an ordinance, a solicitation ordinance that say you need a permit to do that. And if you don't have a permit, you can get issued a citation. So this year alone, Snellville has issued 6 citations for violation of this solicitation ordinance. And to be honest, it is quite annoying. And I get it, people trying to make a living, but stop lying to me about the neighbor down the street.
Well, it might be the neighbor.
They lying. Everybody say the same thing. Everybody say the same thing. Your neighbor down the street. Your neighbor down the street. And I'm saying to myself, don't y'all know by now that every neighbor on this block know that line? So it's annoying. Because the neighbor down, so one neighbor just got a roof, and then you come along and say the neighbor down the street just got his grass cut. Or they sprayed something, or whatever.
Well, usually you can tell which neighbor. ask them that question. Because normally, first of all, they start early in the morning, so they done already woke you up with the banging and the knocking, and then you drive by, you see it done. So that's a tactic that they use when they doing the work. Now, if ain't nobody in the last week or two, that had a roof replaced in your neighborhood, I get that. But for the record, this does not include canvassing for political efforts, because that's not solicitation.
No.
That's and it also, believe it or not, does not include Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, really?
They're not soliciting either. They soliciting your salvation, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not solicitation either.
Yeah,
And
well, that's a people, and listen, I get it. They're trying to get the paper. I understand that, but it's a little bit annoying. In Snellville, if you don't have that badge and you show up to somebody's door, they can report you, and they can report you by calling the police department at 770-985-3555. 770-985-3555. I don't even know if I should have told them that.
I just want y'all to know that that does not pertain to political and religious, because those are First Amendment rights. Those are protected by the Constitution, and those are not considered solicitation.
Yeah, because somebody's gonna call the police on
Well,
somebody.
they probably have, and
Yeah.
what people fail to realize, the Jehovah's Witnesses have went to court and won lawsuits and tons and times again to give them the right to do that.
Wow.
And then the political process is, no solicitation. It's not solicitation.
All right, cool. Y'all got that. So when they come to canvas to get you to try to vote, it's
Just ask them to leave.
Just
Or don't open the
don't
door.
open the door. Look, you get the ring. Ring is gonna
Yeah.
tell you about everything on your block and your neighbor's block around the corner, and whose dog got lost and whose cat got lost. There's a coyote spotted twice in Collins Hill Walmart in Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
I found that out through Ring because somebody said it. Hey, it's a coyote over
Ring will
walking
tell you
around.
everything.
Yeah, Ring tell you everything. Just
But
get
yeah, I
Ring.
mean, but then with that, I tell
Ring, you shouldn't be paying us. We just straight up gave you an
shut
endorsement. For real. We need y'all to holler at us though, because we could talk about it. It's a lot happening on Ring.
It's a lot
We could talk a lot about it if y'all come in and support this show.
support, which we do have packages.
We do.
But yeah,
For more information about the package, they can go to.
MD Communications.
Okay.
So that's the communicationsmd.com.
All right.
But back to the whole, I see all the time when people get upset or frustrated because, somebody came to their house, as far as, the Jehovah's Witnesses or the political process. Look, those two are the easiest ones to deal with. There's no need for you to open the door and get into an argument. And that's really with anybody. If I have a mantra that if you didn't call first, I don't care who you are. You be knocking on my door and talking to my ring. Sorry, no one's home. How can I help you? And if I'm interested after the initial conversation on the ring, then I open the door. If not, I say, yeah, I'm not here. Just leave it on the porch or whatever. Thank you for your time. It's not that simple. It's not that hard. Like, people be making big fusses out of it, and they want to call the police and saying they're trespassing, all these thugs. Like, look, just because I'm knocking on your door does not make me a thug, not a law. Believe it or not, that is some people's jobs, professions. And so just be mindful of that. And sometimes we blow things out of proportion. Just ignore it or ask them to leave. It's not that hard.
Not that hard.
Not that hard.
All right, moving right along. Goodwill of North Georgia is having a job fair on the 21st at Lovejoy Library. If you're looking for a job, and I know some people are definitely looking for a job, this is a great opportunity for you to come out and network with employees that are out here with jobs to offer. They got positions in administrative, they got after school position instructors, they got CNAs, they got correctional officer, they got customer service custodian. Now, let me just say one thing about customer service. I hate to say this, and that's a job that I hated. That's a job that I worked in customer service, and I hated it, and I quit because I hated it, because people just are so mean, and you're there trying to do the job, and whatever's happening, they blame you, and they don't care because they're pissed off. So whenever I have to get on the phone, I had to get on the phone with GoDaddy last week, and the guy stayed on the phone for 2 hours with me. He was so nice. His name was Chris, and I had to be nice to him because it wasn't his fault that the GoDaddy engine was messing up. It was not his fault. So I had to be mindful of that. But I wanted to say this to say customer service jobs are going to become few and far between because of this technology that we have now that you can automate a lot of things, including customer service. So what
Hey, but now we can go off on the computer. We can go off on AI.
it ain't gonna help though. Like, why even waste your energy? Like
Yeah.
that's a waste of energy talking to AI. AI could care less.
Siri.
Yeah, you're right.
Google.
Now Siri might curse you out.
Siri,
Siri might curse you out.
that wasn't.
You ever seen TikTok of Siri cursing people out? Like, F them. Siri might curse you out.
I didn't
But-
know that.
Yeah, you gotta. It's hilarious. You gotta find one. Just do a search on Siri on TikTok. But anyway, customer service positions, custodians, CWT program, 911 dispatchers, food service workers, forklift operators, front desk operators, Head Start teachers, highway and maintenance. What's the insulator apprentice? They got an apprentice program. Machine operator, mechanics, package handlers, PCA, police officers, registered nurse. They need everybody. Registered nurses, security, shipping supervisors, teachers, and welders. They need everybody. And the employees that are going to be there are the Atlanta VHA, Allstate, Bird Staffing, Caring Hands, Clayton County Schools, Department of Corrections, DSI Security, FedEx Ground, Fresh Express, Georgia DOT, Henry County Schools, Isolated Local Number, that's a union too, Local Number 48, Lingo, Manpower Staffing, MARTA Police Department, MCO Home Care, Nurse Pro Staffing, Open Work, Pride Staff, Rockdale County Public Schools, and 2C Workforce Solutions, and more. So this job fair is happening. We mentioned it early, not really early because that's in a couple days. It's happening on the 21st, and you can go. It's from 10 to 2 p.m. It's going to be held at the South Clayton Recreation Center located at 1837 McDonough Road in Hampton, Georgia. If you got questions, you can give them a call to find out what you need. Now, here's what I want to say, and I used to say this all the time. Do not go to the job fair unprepared. Look presentable, have an updated resume, if you need references, I would have my stuff, I would have a folder, everything in the folder. I got a resume for you, and I got some references if you need it. Be prepared.
Make sure you have a decent email address.
Yes, please.
Please don't go up there with chocolathethunder@gmail.com.
Yeah, please don't do that. Shout out to Chocolate Thunder though. I don't even know who that is. I'm just messing. That's when I first moved to sat down south. He's like, I'm just messing. Be prepared to go there and get a job, right? Set your mind and I'm going there to get a job. You need to be dressed properly. Don't go in there with the jeans hanging down. You got dirty sneakers on. I'm just being for real. Go to Goodwill before you get to go to the Goodwill store and get you some stuff and go there looking presentable. Don't have gaps in your resume because that's going to show that you've been inconsistent. Fill in the gaps. Now, don't make up stuff, but fill in the gaps some kind of way. You was home babysitting, you was babysitting.
Right.
You had a babysitting service.
You was volunteering.
You was volunteering somewhere, put that on the resume because you want to be prepared. You don't know who's there to offer you a position on the spot. You don't know. So when you go there with the expectation, I'm gonna get me a job. I'm gonna walk out here a happy person today. All right. Again, that's August the 21st, which is Wednesday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's going to be at the South Clayton Recreation Center located at 1837 McDonough Road, and that's in Hampton, Georgia.
All right. Now, see if I can. Is our guest in the back room?
Let's see.
Yeah. She waiting.
All right, we got one piece of news. We want to bring our guest up, and then we'll be on to the guest because we want to find out what's happening in real estate. Albany, Georgia, they're having a Let's Talk Money. Women on a Mission of Albany. Yes, yep, the first series in Let's Talk Money. Shout out to the Benny baby. That's my home. Class is going to be held at 8 p.m. Monday, August the 19th. We start today through August the 26th, and then Thursday, August the 27th and 29th. So now listen. If you want to talk money, this is your opportunity to talk some money. Find out what you need to do to get your money right. It's going to be Iris Winbush going to be there, and featured guest is going to be Emma Colton, BP Financial, a Pro Network. All right, so check it out. I was trying to see if they had a website. Who did this flyer, y'all?
Right.
Who did the flyer? I can't even tell you. Go look them up. Her name is Iris Winbush. All right, and it's happening today. Registration is required. There's no link on the flyer. All right, let's get on with the rest of the show.
Right. So real quick, let's talk about some other news in Georgia. Election deniers secretly push rule that will make it easier to delay certification of Georgia election results. As we know, last election cycle, Georgia was a hot topic. Well, they basically has just got it approved through the Georgia State Election Board, where now each county can basically delay the certification of the results for several, for any reason that they deem fit for under the new election integrity network rules. So
Oh, God.
this past Monday, they came in heels of a vote less than 2 weeks before the election board member to conduct reasonable inquiries into allegations of voter irregularity. There we go. So yeah, the new rule is even more concerning, election experts said, because it requires county boards to investigate discrepancies between the number of ballots cast and the number of people who voted in the precinct, no matter how minor. It bars counties for certifying the election tallies until officials can review an investigation of every precinct with inconsistent totals. So yeah, so we might not even be able to start having and continue to have inaugurations by that January, because the certification is supposed to be around the 5th or 6th of January for the inauguration to happen around the 20th of January.
They need to stop playing. Like, they can't stop what's what. Okay, I ain't.
All right, but yeah, we have
Anyway,
a guest in the room.
Make sure that you go out and check your voters registration. You can do that by going to mvp.sos.ga.gov. Because of all of the shenanigans that's happening right now, and it's probably going to continue to happen throughout the election cycle, go to mvp.sos.ga.gov. That's M as in Mary, V as in Victor, P as in Paul.sos.ga.gov. All right. All right, let's bring our guest up. We're going to bring our guest today. Her name is Ms. Ada Anderson. She's going to be telling us about some new rules and regulations under real estate. And you need to hear this if you are a professional in the industry or someone looking to buy a house. So welcome to the stage.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. How are you all doing?
We're good. Is it a way for you to move up some or bring your camera down a little bit? Because we can only see the top of your head. There it is.
How's that? Is that better?
That's way better.
Hey, I thought we were
All
just
right, good.
how you
Yeah, I
doing?
was doing one of those talking head videos for YouTube,
Well, thank you for coming on and welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you all so much for having me.
Yeah. So, I keyed it up last Friday about the new changes that came into place over Saturday. And then you and I briefly
Okay.
spoke afterwards and, opened my eyes to a lot of things. And so, for those who are not aware, effective Saturday over I guess the nation, where now it was, I guess, understood that at one point the seller used to cover commissions for realtors. Now it's more up to negotiations, but I'll let you go into
Well,
details since that's
okay, so what's happened is there was a big lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors. And because of that lawsuit, where a seller used to come to the table and agree to pay commission, and that listing agent, that realtor he hired, would agree to split the commission between both agents, they've now said, we can't quite do it that way anymore. Now, to be honest with you, for you, the general public, we're going to have more conversations with you saying that if you hire a buyer's agent, there used to be agents that would say that that was a free service. It was never free. Someone had to pay for it. However, it was pre-negotiated with the seller. And the difference now is that across the nation, we should be sitting down with our home buyers and having a conversation with them and going through documents that says, this is the amount I charge as a realtor. And if I cannot negotiate on your behalf and get the seller to pay this on your behalf, this is how much you're going to owe me. Are you prepared to pay that amount? Because again, no one works for free.
right.
So that's the big change, that now across the nation, we should be sitting down and having a conversation with you before we walk you into a house. There shouldn't be let me call someone, I want to see a house. We just jump in the car, go meet you there. That's what's changed.
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So before, when there was a sale, the seller paid the closing, the plate for the commissions, right? Are you saying now that's no
Correct.
longer the case? Now it's up for discussion between the buyer and the seller, who's gonna pay the realtor?
Absolutely. The seller does not have to pay it anymore. Not that they ever did. Basically, what the lawsuit said was that they did not believe the commissions were negotiable, which they've always been negotiable. The only difference now is that if I list a house, my seller may not want to pay a commission. And if he or she does not want to pay a commission and tells me I'm not offering a commission, then if you have a buyer's agent that's working for you, they're either going to have to convince me and my seller to get you some commission, or you have to pay that commission.
So that means that's more. So now you have to have more money at the table at closing costs now.
Absolutely. I think that, before, where there was this attitude of not needing any money to go to the closing table, some people are looking for various programs, whether it's down payment assistance or 100% financing. I've always told my buyers, you need money in your own pocket, because if you don't have money, it's going to make it kind of tough. And it's more so now, because in addition to your your earnest money, your inspection money, your appraisal money, you may have to be prepared to pay an agent's compensation as well.
And that's usually what, 3 to 4%.
6%, isn't it?
Well, it's negotiable. Just remember that it's negotiable. So when you meet with your agent, whatever you guys agree to, different agents have different fees that they charge. They might charge you 1%. It could be 2%. It could be 5%. You just never know. That's why you have that conversation ahead of time and determine what you can afford to pay and what they're willing to accept.
With this type of rule, I feel like that it's gonna make agents not want to do this job anymore. I mean, and when agents that sell multi-million-dollar properties, I can see why they do it, but the ones that are right now, a lot of them are still struggling. Like, they're still struggling with the economy, they're still struggling with the housing prices and things like that. Now they have this new rule on top of all of the other stuff that they're going through. I feel like that's gonna cause a shortage in agents. What's your thoughts about that?
I absolutely agree with you. There are going to be some people that are going to have to leave the market because some people don't know how to have those conversations. Now, again, remember, I'm not saying that the sellers are not going to pay it, but as an agent, we have to be skilled enough to find a way to get that seller to pay it. And it's just adding another layer to it. And because there's uncertainty there now, yeah, some people probably will leave the industry. So I agree with you there.
I see two opportunities though with that. I see if they are gonna leave, so that's gonna have more availability to the ones that stay. But I also see opportunity for someone to train them on how to have those conversations, because if that's the reason they're leaving, because they really don't understand how to have the conversation, for a skilled and a seasoned professional, that's a wonderful opportunity to say, you know what, let me pop up Negotiations Academy 101 for realtors. I'm just saying, listen, yeah, you gotta
Or
be
You're
ready for them
right.
opportunities when they present themselves.
brokers, like, so could you explain the different levels? Like, because brokers typically train or whatever the agents, right?
That is correct. So, there's the real estate agent, which is someone who is licensed by the state in order to conduct sales. But a real estate agent or a realtor cannot work on their own. They have to work under someone who is a licensed real estate broker. And that licensed real estate broker, they've gone through some more experience than a regular sales agent. They've had to have their license for 3 of the last 5 years versus, you could get your license tomorrow and go be a real estate agent. You also have to take a certain test and pass that test. You're responsible for everything that real estate agent or realtor does. So it all falls on that broker.
Right. So the broker could be the one that does the training to help up and coming agents. Do you see that being more of a broker thing coming forward now?
Well, you
Mm.
know, it's the broker's responsibility at the end of the day, because if that agent messes up, again, the broker can lose their license. So it is the broker's responsibility. However, we do continuing education on a regular basis as agents. And so to me, like there's this one great book that every agent reads, at least to my knowledge, and it is called, can't think of it. The author is Chris Voss, but basically, he's a FBI agent, and he's given a great book on negotiations. So you're absolutely right when you say that agents have to learn to negotiate, and that can be any sales training as long as we apply it to real estate.
I know you feel like that's the responsibility of the broker, right? But then I'm sure Ava know that there are some brokers out there who, they did their time and some open up a brokerage. Does not mean that they are great brokers. That means that they have a brokerage, and we know business owners like that. They have teams of people. Does not mean that they're great bosses. It means that they built the business to a certain level. Now we have this team of people, not necessarily good bosses. So I feel like there's still an opportunity out there for someone who is very passionate about the industry and also supporting, because you guys are entrepreneurs, supporting real estate entrepreneurs on how to negotiate effectively with these new rules that are coming down the line. Now, Derek found this one, told me about it. How often do the rules change? Do you guys get like an email notification that this has changed? Because we know about it, you know about it, but do all the other agents know about it? Hey, it's a new rule.
Well, this is
They
pretty major.
should. Yeah, we've been talking about this, quite honestly, we've been talking about this rule for probably over a year. And because we get information all the time. If you are an agent who is truly practicing real estate, you should know about this rule. Now, for people who are sticking their heads in the sand, maybe they don't know, but every licensed agent should know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now trying to predict the future, do you think, now sellers feel like they're like empowered now to be like, yeah, no, I'm not paying for that.
Right.
Some may, and as a matter of fact, I've run across one recently he was actually a for sale by owner, and for sale by owners already don't want to pay anything. But normally they'll say, oh, I'll go ahead and pay a buyer's commission, a buyer brokerage commission. But this particular guy, I called him up and was talking to him about his house. He said, why should I have to pay that? Because of course, all over the news, that's what it's saying. You no longer have to pay that. But the reality of it is, a part of what we do in marketing to other agents, when we used to charge enough to cover both sides, that was like a marketing fee. So I might not have 50 buyers, but there might be other agents that have buyers, and I want them to bring their buyers in. So that's why I said it may not really change for the general public if we're skilled enough, because that seller wants someone to buy his house. If he doesn't have that buyer to come in, or she, how are they going to sell that house? So it's still very much needed. And we're not, right now the market is a little bit slower than it's been. We're not in the COVID years where sellers were completely in control. There are many homes that are not getting any showings. So, if you're not paying anything, someone may not necessarily show your home. Especially if the buyer doesn't have the means to pay for their own broker.
When the market is bad and realtors are going through it, like how do you guys survive? Like, you got rules, regulations that are coming out that you can't, you don't have any control over. That's going to kind of take money out your pocket. What do you do to make sure that you keep going in times like these when it could be a little bit challenging financially?
Well, I always say that as realtors, as real estate agents, we have to know how to pivot. And even though the market may be slower, you have to, it's important that people have a niche, and having that niche, then you'll work in that niche. We are entrepreneurs, and every day we should be doing something to focus on our business. We have to reach out to our clients. We have to talk to them. There's a certain percentage of people that sell homes every year, and we need to go find those people. That's what our job is. Nothing just comes to us. So, we have to be willing to be out there and find those people. There are a lot of people sitting on the sidelines who are thinking about selling. We need to go find those people and determine, how can I help you to do what you want to do? What does it take? I think
It's so
that's what it
interesting.
is.
It's so interesting. With all of the ways to create content out there these days, I mean, I can't, if I were a realtor, I would have so much content floating out there. I would have,
Well, this one does.
yeah,
When I say she all over
I don't
Instagram,
blame you.
and I mean her Facebook is probably more personal, but I know her Instagram, she definitely
It
keeps
is.
it talking about the community and
Yeah.
what's out there. I mean, I love it.
So, Ava, are you a
Thank you.
broker or are you an agent?
I am a broker. I'm a broker, and I have a small team of 4 agents that work with me.
Okay, nice. So how was that being a broker? Because I know managing people is Derek and I run these chambers. We want to put, and he ain't got no hair, but I be want to pull all mine out. So
I got little.
I got a little bit. But how is that managing people?
It's interesting, but I will say I love people. And as we know, everybody's a little bit different, and we have to deal with personalities.
Mhm.
But I love it. I do. I love what I do. I love meeting people every day. I love managing my agents. I love helping them to succeed. I want them to win. So I work to share what I know. And when there are issues that come up, something that can put my license in jeopardy, we're going to sit down and talk about it. You might not
Talk
like
about
how
that.
Yeah,
you might not like how it's delivered, but believe me, we're going to talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well,
So what's a good way to get in contact with you or your agents? How can they learn more about, you, or reach out to you as, if they're looking to sell or buy?
Okay, so the best way to get in contact with me is by calling me at 770-369-5121. You can also find me on Google, Ava Anderson. You can Google A to Z Atlanta Realty, and you
Google
will
me.
find me and my agents there.
Okay.
again, her number is
Yeah.
770-369-5121. 770-369-5121. 770-369-5121.
And it's called A to Z Atlanta Realty.
Correct. And we have a
All right.
web page, of course. That's another way. But we're definitely very easy to contact.
That's right. I know you like them calls, right? Call me.
Call me.
When you need
Absolutely.
someone to talk, if you need a house,
That's
Yeah.
call me.
That's right. You want to get in touch with someone right away, just call me. But yes, we're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We're on all the social media platforms.
Listen, that's what from A to Z, that's where she is. And that's so
correct.
important. Like so a lot of times I'm talking to people right now, and I know it's overwhelming, right? And I'm telling you, you need to create a piece of content for this. I have done almost 1,200 episodes of Good Morning Gwinnett. I have done about 100 newsletters on just my newsletter. I've done about 100 newsletters on GWC. You have to be out. They got to be able to find you. I'm always looking for people, and I can't find folks when I'm looking to write stories, and I can't find them. And I'm sitting at my computer like, I can't believe these people don't have any information out there about them. I even went to the chamber page. It's like, well, let me go to the chamber page and see can I find something. They have a website with no about page. Do you don't think people want to know who you are?
Right.
So,
we have to be accessible. That's the only way. And
Yeah.
so I do my best to get out there as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being our guest today, and I want to thank you for just sharing what what you have learned and what agents and buyers and sellers need to know too as well. So thank you so much for that. If you guys want to go to her website, here it is, it's www.a/z atlantarealty.com. Check it out.
And I'll be amiss to not point out that she is a member of the Greater East Side Chamber of Commerce, one of the best chambers on the east side of Georgia. Yes, we do matter.
Yes, we do matter.
Yes.
Chambers, all chambers matter, whether you are a ethnic chamber or not, your chamber matters because we support small businesses and entrepreneurs. So all chambers matter. I know sometimes we get into
Absolutely.
like chamber wars. Ooh, that sounds real good, don't it?
Time to show.
Chamber wars. Don't get me to thinking. But anyway, Ava, thank you so much for being here with us today. And hopefully we can bring you back and you got more news you want to share about this industry. We would love to have you come back and share that because we need to make sure that people are educated about everything that's important to them. And the home buying process and owning a home is so important to so many people. That's still the American dream for a lot of folks. Some folks think the dream is dead, but for some people, owning and buying a house is one of the most important things in their life. So we'd love to have you come back.
Thank you. I would love to be back. Thank you guys for having me. And the last thing that I would like to share, because you made me think about something. You made me think about the American dream of owning a home, right? And here in Georgia, especially, we have a lot of investors that are buying up these properties. And I just want to remind people that it's important to own your first home. Your first home doesn't have to be your forever home, but you want to start somewhere. Once you buy that one, you take care of it and you can flip into another. You can become an investor yourself. There's so many opportunities, but you have to start, and don't worry about getting the big fancy house. That's not where we start, just start somewhere. So thank you all again for having me.
One last question. Do you believe real estate is the gateway to bridging the wealth gap?
It absolutely is. I'm blessed to be able to say I have helped so many people, especially I've been in this business about 20 years. So I saw when we were having all these foreclosures, right? And there were people who might have bought a house for $50,000, $60,000. You know that house is worth $300,000-$400,000 today, just because they kept it. That can make a difference. Even if you see $100,000 change, $50,000 change, that can change your life. I've helped people to buy a home, go back, sell it in 3 years. It helped them to pay off their debt, move into a newer, bigger, better house, and be able to provide for their family because now they had a nest egg to just have some savings that they didn't have before. So it's definitely the gateway to wealth. But you have to be disciplined and take care of what you have.
Right. All right.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you again for being here today. And listen, you're always welcome to come back.
My pleasure. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, listen, if you are an agent, go and read the rules because y'all don't like to read sometimes. Go over and read the information because it's important that you do that because if these rules affect you at the closing table and you get to the table, you done did all this work and nobody wants to pay you, that's going to be a little bit of a problem.
That's a major
That's a major problem. So don't go out there and doing all this work and get it in writing. It needs to be in black and white. You cannot argue with black and I say that all the time.
Yeah.
You cannot argue with black and white. It needs to be in black and white. So that way people cannot say, I didn't say that. No. It's right here in black and white. All right. All right. We're going to go to some commercials. We'll be right back after these commercials to bring you more of what's going on in and around Georgia before we close it out.
Did your business accept Visa or MasterCard anytime between January 1st, 2004 and January 24th, 2019? If so, then you may qualify to share in one of the largest class action settlement payouts in history, a staggering $6.1 billion. Visa Inc. and MasterCard Inc. agreed to settle this case and were ordered to repay merchant processing interchange fees overpaid by their customers. To be included, you must opt into the list of participating merchants by August 30th, 2024. You will not be included unless you officially opt in. No personal documents or statements are required. To apply, we need your business name and basic contact information. For more information and how to get your share of this $6.1 billion, text NOISE to 26786. Again, text NOISE to 26786. That's NOISE to 26786. Remember, the deadline is August 30th, 2024.
In a world where business and sustainability intersect, the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, or GWC, stands as a beacon of empowerment and innovation. Our mission: to empower women in business while fostering a culture of sustainability within our community. We're not just about business growth. We're about eco-friendly practices, about encouraging a healthier, more sustainable future for all. Through innovative tools, equipment, and education, we're supporting the success of women entrepreneurs and promoting a greener tomorrow. Our vision stretches beyond the present. We see a future where GWC is a leading force in the promotion of women's entrepreneurship and environmental stewardship. A vibrant community where women in business thrive alongside a commitment to sustainability. We're making the Gwinnett region a model for inclusive economic growth and ecological balance. We are the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, where business meets sustainability. Join us in shaping the future.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. So look, if you're looking to buy a house, you're looking to sell a house, we just had an expert on the show, Miss Ava. Reach out to her, learn, she has 20 years of experience. She'll be able to guide you through it. And look, I wish she was on my side when I was going through the process. No shame to who I am. It's just the fact that, now it's good to have somebody with that much knowledge that she has. So kudos to Miss Ava at A to Z Atlanta Realty. And she's our neighbor, by the way. So we can wave and see her here from the studio.
It's so funny because in the studio, people are walking by and they're waving. And so we like this.
Yeah, we like, ah.
You can't see the hand, but my hand is, but it's like I can't wait to turn my head and go.
But so I guess as we wrap up for today, it wasn't a lot of news per se going on in the state. Not a lot of positive news. Because we'd always find some negative. Not to go into the negative, but Friday I did mention how Friday Night Lights started. High school football. And how a lot of parents were concerned about the safety because, over the years, at least just last year, been a lot of altercations. It'd be remiss to not say that there were some altercations Friday throughout the state. Not a lot, but there were some. And those schools, those agencies have taken care of it. I don't think anyone was injured. No one was killed or anything like that. But we have to do better. We have to do better.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we're going to kids' games and fighting.
Was it altercation? Was it the kids or was it the adults?
I was about to say, people say those are the kids, but we have to, as a society, do better with controlling our kids.
I don't know, Derek. I feel like people are just struggling right now because the kids are just out of control. A lot of them, they're aggressive. Like even when I went at the Grayson game on Friday night, we were just in the 5 minutes of the first quarter, and the kids wanted to fight. I'm like,
so it's one thing if
ball.
It's one thing if not trying to say fighting or anything is, but if the players and the passion and the competitiveness and they get a little out of hand, you can separate that. I'm talking about people in the stands. You're not playing.
Right.
I'm talking about the people in the parking lot. Now, you got the bands, it's like, I remember when I was in school, we was able to, talk smack on the field, on the court, You know, it may get a little pushing and shove, but nobody got into a fight. You had battle with the bands and all this and that. But now it's like, you know, you look at somebody wrong, pop, pop, pop.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. So last season, right? I'm at my brother's game. My husband and we're at my brother's game. So my brother coaches for Southwest DeKalb. My nephew plays for Grayson. We're at the Southwest DeKalb game. So my brother is very positive, right? He's an Omega man, and he always say this thing, you gotta trust the process. He always quoting all these things he say when he pledged and all this stuff. But his main thing is you have to trust the process. That's what he preaches. Whatever you do in life, you have to trust the process. So the kids get on the field. Now, my brother has told me, we talk about his team all the time. He's coached some of the best. He's coached some of the guys in the NFL right now. He's coached some, and so this is true that he's coached these kids. So he knows like what it takes to be a good player. He's been playing football since he was 6 years old. He's played college ball, he's played high school ball, and he's been coaching forever. So I'm in the stands, right? I'm in the stands. Lady sitting behind me, some guy sitting behind me. So her kid, and I knew it was her kid. He sucked. I'm looking at him, he sucked, right? And Bell always said so my brother name is Coach Bell. I always want to trust the process, F the process. Oh my God, Derek.
Take everything.
My husband sitting there saying, don't say nothing. So I look back like this. You don't know what he's doing. Oh, she just going on because your kids suck. Yeah. So if your kids suck, right?
Why are you stressing that stuff?
Because these are the parents in the stand making the most noise. They have the worst kids on the team. Your kids suck. And so you want to blame the coach because your kids don't have heart. You got to have heart to be on that field. You know, the fact that you back there behind me making all this noise is because you pet that boy up and he ain't got no heart. He ain't got no heart there.
He may have all the heart in the world. He just
got no heart.
He just don't have the talent.
He has no heart. Hers had no heart and no talent. He's missing plays. I'm like, oh my God, I know it's her kid. Don't you know she transferred the kid out? Because your kid sucks. So you think he's gonna go somewhere else and play on another team?
Hey, man.
He might be the bench.
He might be the top player.
He's gonna be the top bench warmer. That's what he be. That's what. But so I said all that to say I can see how people get annoyed because I was like, and then the guy behind us. So if you don't understand football, right? The coaches are on the field. They can only see at eye level. That's why they have coaches in the booth. So they can tell them what's going on the field because they can see above the field, above the heads, right? The coaches can only see eye level. We in the field, we think we can do everything. We can call the plays. We can position the man. We in the stand, right? So you got the stand coaches behind me on the other side. You got the irate mama with the boy who can't play. And you got the stand coach on the other side, right? Oh, anybody can see that. I want to say everything, but this is why I tell y'all all the time. I would make a good community
coach. I mean, well, look. So I mean, we all do that because, like, you know, I'll be watching some basketball games, and I'll be like, come on, now anybody's like, that was a stupid play. Come on, why would you do that? You should have done, you know, hey, you know, before you know, we have it right now. You should have
TV coaches.
But then, you know, like you say, you know, we're not eye level, especially if you're watching from home. You got so many different angles. You got the instant replay and all that.
And if you're on the field and those boys are bigger than you, which most of them are, they're bigger than you. You're trying to see that. And they're all like, so for you to be sitting up in the stands, way up above the coach's head, you know, trying to call a play and saying all this nonsense, and then you got a kid that sucks. So I'm just saying.
Well, look, so since we're talking about school, Bibb County School District, Howard Middle School, Howard Middle and high schools closed Monday due to power outages. So Howard Middle School and Howard High School will be closed today, Monday, due to both campuses without electricity, according to the Bibb County School District. So the kids got a free day. It's not even a digital learning day.
I'm sure the parents aren't loving that.
Yep, and the thing about it, a couple of weeks should be out again for Labor Day.
Sure enough.
So I don't know if they have to make this day up or not, but I don't know what's the deal with the electricity though. Why are they out of?
Well, we had a storm yesterday. Like I even saw on my way over here, there's a tree, and I saw it the other day. After like the storm on Friday, I think it was. I was driving through, and it's like leaning over the street. And I meant not to come that way because nobody has cut the tree down. So part of the branches in the street, but the tree is still leaning. So one big wind, it's gonna hit the street. So it could have been a power outage because of the weather. Like we've been having.
Well, it did say overnight. So
yeah.
Down in Columbus, Georgia, the new Mary A. Buckner Academy has finally opened its doors to the community, and many people are thrilled to have a new addition to the Fountain City. The academy was named after the first Black judge to serve in Columbus, Mary A. Buckner. The Buckner family thanked the community for remembering such a trailblazer for Columbus. So Naomi Buckner,
Why
Mary
is her name
Buckner.
like that?
I mean,
Buckner.
that's her name, Buckner.
Buckner.
Sister said they're happy to have the academy named after her sister and the same in the area. So that's cool. It's cool to have a building named after
A
you.
building, a street,
A school,
a
yeah.
library. You know, if you want to put your name on some, donate some money, just stick your name right up there really happily. Like when I'm not the president of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, I will be running the GWC Foundation. My name will be stuck all over the place because I'm giving away a whole lot of money. My husband say that all the time. He always talk about me winning the lottery. He always say, "You gonna give all the money away," and I probably will because I can't take it with me.
So for the first time in 40 years, yesterday, the Harlem Globetrotters was on live TV.
Do you know the Harlem Globetrotters is right here in Georgia in Peachtree Corners?
Well, you talking about their office?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
They
they are.
perform all over the world.
They do, but
I didn't
they're
know.
located right here in Georgia.
I
This
did
this
not
family
know.
bought them.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
they need to change them to the Georgia Globetrotters.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. They originated out of Harlem.
Yeah, well, how did you know? What gave that away?
Harlem.
The Harlem Globetrotters?
Now,
Yeah.
which Harlem it is? You know, it's crazy because
Oh, it's more than one Harlem?
well, let me say that. That's what I was about
Oh,
to say.
Harlem, Georgia?
Georgia. But here's the funny thing about Harlem, right? When I lived in Albany, downtown Albany was known as well, not downtown, but it was a little strip on Whitney Avenue, right? Which is where my grandmother lived. Had all the little juke joints down the street.
The juke joint.
They call it Harlem. Like one was called the Mud Puddle and something, the DA. Yeah, so that little, and it was only about this big, right? It was tiny. Had about 3 juke joints, and Miss Jessie's had the hamburger shop, and the barber shop was right there. They call it Harlem. That's the first time I've heard the word Harlem. And then when I moved to Jersey, I went to Harlem, New York, and I'm like, oh, there's another Harlem. That's what I said. There's another Harlem. No, this is the real Harlem over here
Where
in New York.
New York.
Yeah,
Well, same thing about when I'm originally from
125th.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas, moved to Georgia. Like, oh, they got a Houston County. Now it's Houston.
It's Houston,
Oh, okay. Well,
right?
we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. Yep.
We're gonna leave that alone. But I have noticed if you ever, bored and you want to look at maps, a lot of the same cities in Texas are in Georgia and vice versa.
Like all over.
You have a Dallas, Georgia, Dallas, Texas. You have a
Nashville, New Jersey.
I did not know that.
They do.
You have
Right about
you have an
the
Atlanta, Texas. Funny story. My little cousin, she went to Baylor, graduated from Baylor, I believe, Baylor or Sam Houston, if not both. I think she got a master's degree. But anyway, she was at Baylor at that time. And I remember the Baylor football team had a game somewhere in Texas. And so I'm in the car. This is my cousin, not my daughter, my cousin. And so my aunt was on the phone and she was like, where y'all at? Oh, we just passed through Atlanta. And before my aunt can get out of the mouth, I said, what the hell she doing in Georgia?
It's in Atlanta, Texas.
In Atlanta, Texas.
Oh, wow.
She like, Texas. We like, oh, okay. Let me mind my business. Let me get back.
All one post
In
conversation.
the post conversation. But it was too funny. I was like, Georgia. Well, Georgia. But yeah, it's
I never knew that. I never knew that.
you can go all around the world in the state of Texas. They got a London, Paris, Palestine,
Really?
Yeah, that's a joke. Well,
So Texas doesn't have anything original except for the word Texas.
I mean, how you know we're not the first
First what?
states to have it? First of all, I mean, a lot of stuff in the U.S. is named after stuff in Europe.
Yeah, but Atlanta, Texas. Come on now.
How you know? I mean, how you know Atlanta, Texas wasn't before Atlanta,
Get on the
Georgia?
defense, cause
But I'm just saying,
it ain't Atlanta, Georgia though. That's the
you
show.
automatically assume that Atlanta, Georgia was first.
But it's Atlanta, Georgia. So
I
even
mean, just
whether
because
it's
they're
first
the
or not,
largest,
it's the ATL.
it's not the only.
It's the real ATL. It's the official
Hey,
ATL.
man, look, y'all
And I
can,
live in Elville.
y'all can have it because I think it's only about 50 people in Atlanta, Texas, anyway. So,
Yes, there you go.
but it's so Jacksonville, Texas. It's just so many, But Texas was a state, a country before it was part of the U.S. So it could have been before. but not to mention all these are named after somebody.
It is.
So Atlanta, Georgia may be the cousin to Atlanta, Texas. They clearly they were related. It's not
Shout out to the ATL.
they're not the same person. But yeah. So let's end this note. Are we getting ready to end?
Not yet. We're going to commercial.
Oh,
We're
going
gonna
to
come back and give
commercial.
words of inspiration for the day.
Got the
Typically,
words of inspiration and
yeah,
encouragement.
inspiring today. So we'll be right back to bring you the words of
I got a
inspiration.
word for you.
Okay, now.
MD Communications Group, a complete networking hub. Trend technologies to your way. Struggling with your network provider? Bad internet, television, and mobile phone services? Let's resolve this together with MD Communications Networking Hub. Slow internet, bad television, bad cell phones, services, and want to save more? Choose us. What makes us unique? Economical deals, distant coverage, best rate, fastest speed and bandwidth, maximum channel options, clear signal coverage. Stay stress-free. Try our best residential and commercial high-speed internet, television, and mobile phone services. Let us manage your stress. Contact us today. Visit our website, thecommunicationsmd.com, or call on 770-421-5598.
We got multiple locations.
Hey there, creative souls. Are you ready to unlock your full potential and join a community that truly gets you? Welcome to the Indie Creative Collective. Imagine a vibrant space where podcasters, musicians, video creators, writers, filmmakers, and so many more come together. This isn't just any group, it's a free, membership-based collective that meets monthly, offering a treasure trove of opportunities for collaboration and exchange. Here, passion is the driving force. Every member is deeply committed to their craft and keen on monetizing their skills. Picture this. Each gathering is a stage where you can present your current projects, showcase your ongoing work, get constructive feedback, and elevate your art to new heights. But that's not all. These meetings are a goldmine of industry insights. We share what trends are making waves and which practices to steer clear of. This open exchange ensures that you're always in the loop with the latest knowledge and best practices in your field. The Indie Creative Collective is more than just a network. It's a breeding ground for innovation, a support system for creatives striving to make a living from their art, and a hub for like-minded individuals to connect and create together. Whether you're an established creative or just starting out, this collective is the perfect place to find inspiration, enhance your skills, and connect with fellow creatives committed to turning their artistic endeavors into profitable ventures. So what are you waiting for? Join the Indie Creative Collective today and embark on a journey of creativity, collaboration, and success. Stay creative, my friends.
All right. All right.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back. And so we're gonna start ending out our episodes with some words of encouragement, because it's still the morning. You want to start your morning off right. So good morning, Georgia. Remember, each day is a new opportunity to chase your dreams, uplift others, and make a difference. Let's embrace today with purpose, passion, and positivity. You got this.
And you got this. Listen, thank you again for joining us. Thank our host, our guest today, Ms. Ava Anderson, for joining us and bringing us the information about the real estate industry. If you missed any episodes, go to our show page and you can find out more information there. Also, be sure to connect with us on all the platforms. If you want to be an affiliate partner so we can find out what's going on in and around your community, email us or go to the website, goodmorninggeorgia.org. Email us there and we'll get back to you on how to do that. We'll be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. Have a prosperous and productive day. And until next time, my friends, until next time, make it a great one. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
You've been listening to and watching Good Morning Georgia. To become an affiliate partner to report on what's happening in your community, leave us a message by going to www.goodmorninggeorgia.org. Be sure to subscribe to the show and share it with a friend. Do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/@Good Morning Georgia today.